The name of this video is Public Meditation. I'm sitting in a public place here with my shades on. You see here is surrounding area. Nice public scene. Public meditation is one of my favorite meditations. Public meditation is a really interesting exercise. It really challenges you and pushes all your buttons. Normally, if you sit by yourself and meditate, at least in my case, I get distracted really easily by my own mind. But when I do public meditation, it's a whole different game. I sit down in a cafe and order a cup of coffee, and then I just collect myself, try to be aware of the situation, try to feel my own energy, start breathing mindfully. At first, maybe I'll think about stuff for 5 or 10 minutes, but then I gradually collect myself and start meditating, start feeling the flow of energy. And it's interesting, I don't know about you guys, but when I sit in a public place like this, I'm very aware of other people's energy. So if people are approaching me, many people are looking at the same time, I'm very aware of that. And that can be used as a tool, I found out, because it makes the monkey mind shut up. It gathers me right here. It makes me very aware of myself. So then I can either freak out or I can start focusing on my internal energy and breathe mindfully and start playing around with energy. If you watched my previous clips, you know a little bit about the ontology, the structure of the system that Buddha was talking about, that all the great teachers were talking about. We are all Buddhas. We are just covered Buddhas. We are sleeping Buddhas. We are covered by our monkey mind, by our karma, by our mental structures. And the idea is to uncover, take away those structures, deconstruct those structures, and once again wake up to the fact that we are Buddhas. So this public meditation exercise is a really good tool to do that. Sit down, take some breaths. In the beginning, I wear sunglasses because then it's a little bit less scary. People can't see exactly where you are looking, but they can still feel where you put your energy. That's one of the things you'll find out when you try this exercise. You can do it with glasses or without glasses, no matter which you choose. The energy is going to behave more or less the same, and that will make you able to realize that the truth that we're given in school and media and the established reality model is not correct. Even if no one can see where you're putting your eyes, they can definitely feel where you're putting your energy. So you sit down, you put on some shades, you order a cup of coffee, and then you start taking conscious breaths, gathering your attention inside of you, trying to feel the energy in your body, trying to relax. Sometimes it helps tensing up and then relaxing. And then you start moving the energy around. According to the world model that we are using, you are the space. You are the internal space where your whole experience shows up. Everything shows up in your space. Your mind shows up in your space. Your body shows up in your space. The internal world and the external world shows up in your space, the space that you are. So you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the space. And you have a body and you have a mind, and they show up in your space. So if you load that ontology and you start moving your space around, that's the whole exercise. So you can breathe a little bit consciously, feeling your own field of energy, and then you can start moving it. You can put your energy in an object like your different belongings, and then you put it on objects further and further away. You can put it on living entities like the birds over there, or on people, and you will see how they react. So you move your energy around. Like you can look all the way to the horizon, or you can look to the sandy beach over there, or the green stuff over here, and then people will start walking back and forth, and they will have questions for you. Everyone is constantly run by their mind. They think they are the mind, and then they walk back and forth, and then they ask their questions. So they'll ask a question, like they'll give you their energy, and then they'll wait for a reply. And there are an unlimited number of ways that you can deal with other people's energy. purpose of the drill is both to become aware that you are the internal space, that you can move your energy around like you want. The minute you turn off your mind, the minute you turn off your internal dialogue, internal voice in your head, you start becoming aware of your energy and you can start moving it around. And that gives you many benefits. It makes you aware that you're not the mind, it makes you aware that you can move your energy around, it makes you able to start experimenting with dealing with other people's energy. So if you are gathering all your energy inside you and using peripheral vision, like you are seeing everything at the same time, you can look at one object, or you can put your eyes towards that object and you can see everything at the same time. And that spreads out your energy. You can focus your energy on an object, or you can spread it out and see everything at the same time. And the way you move your energy makes other people's energy behave differently. So if people will walk past, and if you look at them, give them your energy, something will happen. It depends on the intention you give your energy. They will pick up on the emotion that you are putting out with your energy. So you can smile at someone, you can send out your emotions, and they pick up on this. Their energy are picking up on this, because we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are the internal space. We are Buddhas, we are jivas, we are eternal living entities. We are just covered by this body and this mind. So the jiva, or the Buddha, knows everything. So everyone is picking up all the information. But because they are identifying with the mind, they have some story, they pretend like they don't see. But everyone knows everything all the time. But they listen to their internal dialogue and they pretend like they don't know. This will become very clear if you do public meditation for some time. So start playing around with your energy, and people will pass by and maybe ask you a question. Like they will put their energy on you, or they will put their energy close to you. That's how you know that they're approaching you with some question. And then you can choose. Your mind is a machine. You can't really control your mind that easily. But you can control your free will, your desire, your intention. You can control where you want to put your internal space. So if someone comes with a question and puts their energy at where you are or close to where you are, you can choose if you want to acknowledge that energy and answer it, or you can put your energy, you can move your space, you can look like, you can put your eyes wherever you want, and you can put like your intention, you can put your energy not on that person but close to that person. And then you can kind of pick up what kind of intention there is, and then you can actively choose how you want to reply or not. You can also choose not to reply and just look at everything and put your energy far, far away at the horizon, or you can put your energy inside yourself. Well, how you move your energy will determine how their energy reacts and how their minds react. This is the game. This will teach you an awful lot about your own energy and about other people's energy, and how we're controlled by our minds most of the time, but we don't have to be. So you can do it, first of all, the most difficult way to do it, the most challenging and scary way to do it, is to do it without sunglasses, in my opinion. That's the most scary thing, because then it's like real, and all your mental mass, all your ontological constraints, all your stories from the past are more easily triggered, and you can have all kinds of responses from your mind. You can have amygdala hijacks, like they're called, fight or flight responses. Like shit happened to you in the past, and then like you have contact with other person's energy, and then it triggers something. So that can be scary. That's more advanced exercise. I would recommend in the beginning to use sunglasses and just play around with it. And if that's too scary too, you can look at other living entities. Like you can do the same exercise with birds or with dogs and cats or whatever. They also are Buddhas. They also are living entities. They also are jivas. So you can do exactly the same with them. Like if you meet a dog and you want to tell the dog that you are not dangerous, you're not going to eat him, you can blink at the dog and say, okay, I'm not gonna eat you, I'm not gonna bite you. You can send emotions to all living entities. That will keep you busy for the rest of this lifetime, really. When you become more proficient with moving your space around, just your space, you can start putting emotions, feelings into it. And if you want to learn more about feelings, you should study rasa. You should read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And my dear friend Dave has done a lot of research on this. Basically, I can wrap it up real quick. There are 5 basic rasas, and there are primary rasas, and there are 7 secondary rasas or bhavas. So the 5 primary bhavas are emotions of love that you can send to other people, and they come in 5 different flavors. There are 5 different kinds of relationships you can have with other living entities based on transcendental feelings of love, and they are neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, or conjugal love. Those are the 5 different flavors that you can have with other living entities. You can have a feeling of love towards other living entities based on a neutral feeling, like just a fellow jiva, just a fellow Buddha. Or you can have it in a service relationship, if someone is higher than you in position, like a teacher, or I wouldn't say boss, because normally they just have a higher position. They're not really over you in any other way. But if we, for example, had a righteous king who actually ruled for the welfare of the people, he would be an authority, a real authority. We could love him in the mood of servitorship. And the next one is friendship. That's of course feelings of love to an equal, like someone you can play with, someone you can joke with, someone you can have deep discussions with. The next one is parenthood. Parenthood are all elders' feelings of love towards younger. So it's in a way it's kind of opposite to servitorship, which is love towards someone who is higher up than you. Parenthood is love, like feelings of love towards that you would have towards a son or a daughter or someone younger than you, like elders' love towards the younger in a village, for example. And the last one is conjugal love, of course. That is feelings of love between lovers or husband and wife. Okay, so those are the 5 basic flavors. When you deal with energy with people you don't know, it's mostly neutrality. Or if you see someone who's younger than you, you can show feelings of affection towards someone who is young, like a parent would or an elder would to a younger, or feelings of friendship. But mostly it will be feelings of neutrality, I think. Like you see everyone around you, they are fellow souls, they are fellow Buddhas. This might be too technical for people, but it's just something to think about. So the 5 basic flavors are the ones I just mentioned, and the 7 secondary rasas are a little bit easier to get a handle on, I would think. They are astonishment, like you see something fantastic; enthusiasm, something makes you enthusiastic; anger, something makes you angry. That's something everyone can relate to. Humor, something is funny. That's something everyone can relate to. Compassion, that's something everyone should know a little bit more about. Fear, that's something you're going to have to deal with if you sit and play around with energy around people. I think everyone will find that a bit intimidating at times. And the last secondary bhava rasa is disgust. You see something that disgusts you. Be careful with sending out that bhava, that rasa, to other people. It's maybe not nice. So to me, it's no problem filling myself with disgust. We are in the material world, and everyone is just running around looking for sense enjoyment. That's disgusting. That is not what we are about, really. We are Buddhas. It's disgusting that we identify with this mind and this body. So I could sit here and be disgusted all day if I wanted to. But you can choose to see other people as body minds, or you could choose to see other people as Buddhas, because that's what they really are. A lot of information already. So I hope you will play around with this exercise. Public meditation. It'll really give you something to work with. You will learn a lot about your own energy, about other people's energy, that you will, if you do this correctly, you will soon realize that you are not the body mind, you are the internal space, and other people have, and other living entities have an internal space. But most people are run by their minds. They run around like little machines asking questions. So you can answer those questions in different ways and get different responses. Or you can just acknowledge their energy, like you can say, like mentally, internally say, "Hello, Buddha, I acknowledge your energy." Or you can just choose not to acknowledge their energy. If someone gives you some bad energy, you don't have to accept. You can just turn off your communication and put all your attention inside, or put all your attention somewhere else. You are a free living entity. You can choose. It's entirely up to you how you want to distribute your energy. So I hope you try this public meditation and that it helps you break out from your internal cage. Your mind, if you identify with the mind has all these structures. The mind is like a maze. You are limited to traveling within the holes of that maze. Like you're run by the internal structures of the mind, and the mind does the same thing over and over again every day. But you're not really limited to those options. You are Buddha. You have unlimited set of possibilities. You can create worlds and galaxies if you want. But first of all, you have to break out of your own mind. That's what the drill is for. So I've been trying now in many different ways to talk about this, but I think this exercise might actually work. So please take some time and start exploring your energy and other people's energy. And if anything is unclear in the video, please leave a comment or send me a private message. If I don't get any major response on this, we're just gonna go offline for a while. We're really sick and tired of this material world. We've been putting all our energy into teaching for a long time, and no one is responding authentically. I don't know why. It's like people are afraid, people are scared to death of their own minds, their own death, their own internal space, their own unhandled shit from the past. And of course, everyone's scared to death of the conspiracy, of looming economic collapse and war and pestilence and all that. But if you are afraid of all those things, then you need to do this exercise. You need to study this stuff, because it will make you realize that you are not the body mind. You are this internal space, and they can kill the body, but they can't kill the soul. So you don't have anything to be afraid of, except you should be afraid of dying in a bad state of consciousness, not having learned anything in this life, because the state of mind that you have, the state of consciousness that you have when you leave the body, will determine your next birth. So I'm not going to take another birth in this material world, and I suggest you don't either. So please join us in this quest to liberate ourselves from our minds. There can be a peaceful revolution of consciousness, like I've been ranting about for a long time now, but it really requires a substantial amount of people taking responsibility for their own lives and their own space. Now, I can't tell people what to do, so it's up to you. So good luck with this exercise. I hope you enjoy and benefit from our material. May all living entities be truly happy. May they have everything they need. May all living entities be free from suffering. And may they ultimately attain complete enlightenment and realization that they are Buddhas. Om Namo Buddhaya. Well, that was just perfect.